Hey guys, um, my name is Kingsley. I wanted to make a quick video because for the last 3 months I've been looking at a lot of videos online uh, from people who have MS, and it's been a huge help for me to see these people talk about their experiences and their medications and all that kind of thing. So I wanted to make my own video about my MS story, and in doing so, maybe help someone who's trying to figure out if they need to do this or that or certain things. Uh, I'm super new to MS. I got diagnosed. It's now July 13th. I got diagnosed on May 16th, and I had my first attack on April 7th. So I'm pretty new to it. 4 months ago, I didn't know anything about MS. In the last 3 months, I've done a lot of research. Um, so it's been an interesting few months for sure. But I just want to go over what happened to me and what I'm doing right now and that kind of thing. So, as I said, on April 7th, I had my first attack. I had no idea what was going on. It was late at night, like 2 in the morning, when I was trying to go to sleep. Before that, for 3 weeks, I had, a constant headache, like a slight headache in the back of my head, and my neck was getting more and more stiff. I put this down to working at a computer. I work in visual effects. I live in LA, but I'm from Ireland. But I've been in LA for the last nearly 10 years. It's since 2000. I came over in 2009. So yeah, it's nearly been 10 years that I've been here. But I was laying in bed. Headache was there, but it was getting worse. Like, my neck was super stiff. Could not get to sleep. Was turning on my side, on my back, every which way, and I couldn't do it. And it was just my headache was just kind of building and building and building. And I have migraines. I've had migraines since I was a kid, so I know what migraine feels like. I know what a bad headache feels like, and this felt different, like bad. And yeah, it was just, I was just lying there. I remember lying there kind of going, oh, I can't take it. And it just all of a sudden kind of went away. It just, I couldn't take it, and then boom, it was gone. And it felt so good. Like, I knew it was a bad thing for a headache to just like disappear like that, but it felt so good. I just didn't care at that time. But I could feel that area was numb, and then within a minute, maybe 30 seconds, it spread across my face, my neck, chest, out my arm, down along my arm, down along the side of my body, and my leg. And within a minute, I was numb and completely weak on the right side of my body. It was straight down the middle as well, because in the hospital in the following days, if I rubbed my finger across my chest like this, fine. It was getting weird here, and it was super difficult to touch this area. So it was just basically like a soft line straight down the middle of my body. And yeah, I had the headache, went away, numbness came, swept over the right side of my body, left me basically not paralyzed, but I couldn't lift my leg or my arm. I think my arm was held like this, I remember in the hospital the next day, I was just like stuck like this, and it wants to do it now. It's like that it wants that to be its default position, which I'm not allowing it. but it was super interesting. Um, I knew it wasn't a stroke. I knew it was something, but I knew it wasn't a stroke because I could still smile and I had the use of my, my face. I've seen stroke victims before, and they just you just can't use your face. And so I was like, okay, whatever happened. I had a friend in bed beside me. I thought I'd let him sleep for a while until I figured out what was going on, just in my own head. And then, like 10 minutes later, I was lying there. It didn't get any worse or anything. I tried to get up, and I don't know what I was doing. I just wanted to test it, but I immediately fell over and woke him up. So he got me back into bed. We talked about going to ER. I didn't wanna because, one, I didn't wanna do it if I didn't have to. I didn't know what it was. I thought I might try and go to sleep and in the morning it would go away. Hopeful. It didn't quite work out like that, but I just didn't want to deal with ER at 2 a.m. on a Saturday morning. So tried to go to sleep and everything. Slept for a couple of hours probably. Woke up, and then like 9 or 10 a.m. the next day went into ER. They did loads of tests, gave me medication for what they thought might have been a complicated migraine. Nothing worked. After, I think, being in ER for 24 hours, they brought me upstairs and admitted me to the actual hospital. It was Cedars-Sinai in LA. And I stayed there for 3 days while they did tests and spinal taps and all kinds of stuff. No conclusive evidence came out of it. My neurologist there mentioned it could be MS, so I had that kind of seed planted, but he kind of mentioned that like offhand kind of thing. And then when I was discharged, I found a neurologist through my insurance who happened to be an MS. She was like MS specific neurologist. So she got me to do some more MRIs. We did 3 more MRIs, brain, full spine, and it came back that I have a lesion in my brain and 2 in my spine. So that was interesting, like, to hear that and be like, oh, okay. Now I already heard that. But I was just hoping it wasn't. But, doing research since then, I found that you can have MS and live a perfectly, relatively normal life with it. So it isn't what it used to be, what the idea of it used to be years ago. So, yeah, it's been an interesting couple of months. I've been limping around for 3 months basically, but my leg is getting better obviously because I'm using it the whole time. It's probably at 95% or so. Back of my head is super sensitive still. I have numbness here. This drives me crazy sometimes. My eye socket gets numb a lot. My fingers are numb, especially these 2. My arm cramps at night times, especially if I do any kind of sports or working out in the gym. I haven't been doing that lately, but I want to get back into it. But yeah, it's super interesting. My leg kicks occasionally in the morning time. Obviously can't control it. It just like it shoots out, or else it shoots up, and I knee myself in the face once. That was kind of funny. So I'm looking at it as your brain is super interesting, and when it gets a little bit messed up, like the wires get a little bit confused, it's crazy how it affects the body. And that's my story so far. I'm going to physical therapy, going to occupational therapy. I'm lucky in my my occupational therapy that it's sort of MS specific, so it's a lifestyle redesign. and I'll talk about that in another video. I'm going to talk about my medications in another video, just because I had some problems with it. I was taking Tecfidera. I might be taking Gilenya in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, it's been super interesting. I think diet's a huge thing for the future for me, to keep me on a good path, and I also want to talk about that. And yeah, it's super interesting and super annoying, but it could be worse, like a lot worse. I have RRMS, which is relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis, which is like the first stage. Usually RRMS moves into progressive, I think. But you can do things to slow that down. So yeah, it's been a ride for the first couple of months. Hopefully things will level out soon, and I'll just get into routine and everything. But we'll see. My diet's changed. A lot of things have changed. But yeah, it'll all even out pretty soon. It'd be awesome to hear from people and their experiences too, or if I haven't come across anybody who's actually lost the right hand side of their body or the left hand side or whatever. What I usually hear is of people realizing they have MS is when they have, they're numb, their arm goes numb, their leg goes numb or something. But numbness and complete weakness, I haven't heard of. So if you have that experience, it'd be cool to hear about it. Yeah, it's been fun. And I think that's all I have to say for now. But I hope to get back on with another video, just talking about random stuff, basically. I'm in LA as well, so if anyone's in LA who's going through the same stuff, it'd be cool to connect and talk about that if you wanted to. But yeah, hope you guys are doing okay, and talk to you again.